praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakwadash. Giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and Kwame Yahshua to the house of David. Rise up. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh, thy power. We're going to check out this update on this ABC News. Bus crash in Bulgaria kills dozens, including children. Yeah, because the Most High, Yahweh, Yahushua, I notice a lot of these judgments that are taking place recently, they all involve children, and it's growing even more and more so. More and more children are getting judged. Yeah, the Wisconsin one, the Christmas parade, about 6 people died, and around the last update I heard was around 60 people injured, including a lot of children. House explosion as well in Michigan, including children. I think 1 child or 4-year-old died, about 4 people injured altogether. So the Most High he's slowly but surely turning the screws. The precept that comes to mind is Ezekiel 4:9. Might have to get that later, but let's go into this a little bit. This is the ABC News, if I haven't mentioned it. Right, the bus crash in Bulgaria kills dozens, including children. Moscow and London, at least 45 people, including a dozen children. Yeah, some of these this is what you call surgical strikes from on high, from the spirits that are created for vengeance. Were killed after a tourist bus from North Macedonia crashed and caught fire in Bulgaria early Tuesday. Officials said that the accident occurred on the Struma highway near the village of Bonsik in western Bulgaria at around 2 a.m. local time. Emergency teams rushed to the scene where 45 people were confirmed dead. So that was an instant judgment, man. Most I just took them 45 people straight up to the spirit world. Yeah, according to the statement from Bulgaria Ministries of Interior, 45 people were judged right there. So let me read this precept, man. Let's get straight to it. We're going to go to Job 11. Job chapter 18:11 says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Man. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. For in his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. So when you hear about all these judgments taking place, Wisconsin Christmas parade, oh my word, there's a lot more. Oh yeah, there's a trial taking place at the moment there too, the Ahmaud Arbery. Don't get your hopes up with that. I think from what I can see, they're having a jury and a trial to make you really have hope and put your hope in this system that there is a trial. But just like the one with the Rittenhouse, was it Kyle Rittenhouse trial where they found him not guilty? I think you should, if we know what kind of kingdom we live in, man. This kingdom is not founded on justice, it's founded on blood and, our farmer robbing, thieving, and the blood is under this ground, man. The blood runs rampant throughout all of this world. As a matter of fact, America and London was built on slavery and injustice and mistreatment of the so-called black people. So why would you expect them to just have a change of heart all of a sudden? So people were upset with that Kyle Rittenhouse jury outcome. The not guilty, which was brought out also in Zechariah 11. Zechariah 11, they will find themselves not guilty. So these are how you see in these judgments. Some people are saying that Wisconsin parade incident could have been a retaliation from that Kylie Rittenhouse verdict. Some people are saying that, but who knows? Was it what you call a false flag? Possibly too. Possibly brothers are saying that too. False flag, just to stir up more and more, just to stir up more and more fear, problem, reaction, solution. So there's a lot happening, man. But ultimately, it's from on high. It's the Most High is turning the screws, and the spirits are definitely turning up their heat. Let's bring that one out. Let's read that one. Ecclesiastes 39. Yeah, we have to read this one. 28 says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sour strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them." Right. Fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Let's take a look at another. Here's another example. There's a lot of examples, man. And I just tapped in here, the plane crash, which there's a lot of plane crashes. I remember seeing this, and then it just faded into the background. The million plane crash. Let's bring this out. Let's go into this just a little bit. Yeah, we just looked at the spirits that are created for vengeance. Fire. Yeah, this was fire. That created the death. Right, man. And the Most High's wrath. Million plane crash. All 8 people on board reported dead after tragedy near subway station. Firefighters reported no one else was involved in the crash which took place. And this is from the Sky News. If I didn't mention it, Sky News. Regarding this plane crash near a subway station in San Donato, Milzine, a small town near Milan. Milazine, a small town near Milan. A small private plane carrying 8 people has crashed onto a vacant office building in Milan, reportedly killing all on board. Yeah, that reminds me, there was also a plane crash that wasn't really brought out in the mainstream news in Southern California as well. And they didn't really report much on that. Might see if I'll go into that a little bit as well. So we're just catching up on some of these spirits that are created for vengeance, as it mentioned in Luke and in Mark and Matthew, the Gospels. Pray that your flight is not taken in the winter. Let's bring that one out. Regarding, we're talking about the Most High is using these spirits created for vengeance, and it's all prophecy. Yeah, let's get it. Mark 13 and 17 says, "But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Pray ye that your flight be not in the winter." Yeah, those things are happening, man. Children are getting taken out just like as if they were adults, because the Most High don't see. He doesn't see children as innocent, because we know that there's no such thing as death in the Most High's eyes. And also, all the spirits are ancient spirits. All spirits are ancient spirits, so they've been here before, and you can be judged from the things you've done in your past life. So in this case here, that's why you might see, and you're going to see an increase in more deaths. You're going to see an increase. It's all prophecy. The Gospels, Mark, Matthew, and Luke spoke about those judgments that will take place, man. He says, "Pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. For in those days shall be affliction such as was not from the beginning of creation, which God created unto this time, neither shall be." Right, you heard that? "For in those days shall be affliction such as was not from the beginning of creation, which God created unto this time, neither shall be." Right. "Except that So this is Mark 13 and 20. Except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. So the Most High shortening the days. Who for? Only for the elect. That's the ones he's really looking out for. That's the one he really are going to be delivered out of those days. As long as we, the hopeful elect, we endure to the end. Prophecies are being fulfilled without a doubt. Right, let's get to this. Yeah, this was another death that wasn't, it was just a little flash in the pan. They didn't mention it in mainstream because this was a former friend of a celebrity. Let's go into this a bit. This news article here. Here it is, space, right? It says, Glenn D. Veres, who flew to space with Milan Shatner, killed in plane crash. Milan Shatner is that former Star Trek star or actor. So what happened? Glenn D. Veres, one of the passengers who accompanied the Star Trek legend William Shatner on a Blue Origin spaceflight last month, was killed in a plane crash in New Jersey on Thursday, right? So another plane crash. Most guys turning up the screws, man. All you got to do is be vigilant. All you got to do is look at the signs. Yeah? All the apostles, the Gospels goes into it, man. So this is interesting to me. This is according to a report from Patch. And this is not new. This is not no recent thing. But as we're talking on the subject of judgments and plane crashes and spiritual creative vengeance, this is also suitable to look at this. This is a friend of William Shatner, the former Star Trek star. Right. Passenger who was accompanied by the Star Trek legend William Shatner, right? According to the report from Patch D. Veres, who was 49 years old, and one other passenger died when their single-engine fixed-wing aircraft at Cessna 172 Chinook crashed onto a wooded area near Kemar Lake in Sussex country. Also on board the plane was 54-year-old Thomas Fisher of Hopperscon, New Jersey. Right. So you can read the rest of that and go back into that if you want to get more out of that. But this is the time we're living in. Let's bring out another precept. Yeah. Because Luke goes into this as well. Luke 21. Right. But as for the elect, 28 says, when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth near. Right. So we know that these prophecies are unfolding, unraveling right before our very eyes. Yeah? Let's jump up to 25, and it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. Right? We see these moons. There's a lot of videos I put up on my channel. The strange signs, the moons. And we know the chariots are very visible and becoming even more visible, revealing themselves, yeah? Right. And in the moon and in the stars upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the wavings, the roaring. Yeah, you can talk about all the uprising that's going on, you know, and you could talk about the earthquakes that are taking place in the earth, the rising up of the people, you know, as it goes on, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory. Right. So really that's what we wanted to look at. A couple of these articles here on judgment. One more. These are surgical strikes. Very, very, it helps us to understand what kind of a God that we serve. Right. This is Newsweek. Arizona plane crash leaves no survivors. So there's no survivors here. Let's bring out 1 and 2 points of this one. The Palmer County Sheriff Department and the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, are investigating the circumstances around a downed aircraft which was last seen southeast of Kitt Peak, Arizona on Sunday. So is this one of those mysteries, plane crashes? You be the judge. Tucson Police Air said in the tweet that they helped local air traffic controllers search for an overdue aircraft which was least seen southeast of Kitt Peak. They said they located a downed craft, landed to search for survivors and found none, as reported by ABC 15 on Sunday. So, boy, you see, another mystery. How did it fall out the sky? Was it one of those after effects or side effects of the venom, where you can just die of a heart attack, blood clot, and body just ceased to work? Or was it the chariots? Again, spirits created for vengeance. Was it the chariots? Because we know chariots can do that too. You know, the so-called UFOs, they've done it in the past. You know, and you can't do nothing to them. You're helpless when it comes to dealing with them or trying to defend yourself against them. All they have to do is just turn off all your electronics in the plane. And that is documented. That's documented by the disclosures or the undisclosures. Many documentaries on that subject. Air pilots that come forward. David Graves, Luis Elizondo come forward, and they've done their own documentaries on it, and they have the conclusion that you can come to. But from the right hand side, we know it's all the power of Yehovah Hashem Yeshai. Angels, so-called UFOs, angels, chariots, all of the Most High. Yeah, the spirits that are created for vengeance, and they're spirits that are created for vengeance to you. But if you're on the right hand side of the Most High, if you're of His elect, that's your salvation, man. Coming to deliver us out of this wicked place. The police force didn't realize any details on the location of the downed plane, but local news source WhatsApp Tucson said on the Twitter that the crash was near Arivica Lake, southeast of Arivica, Arizona. There were no details on how many people were in the plane or what type of plane it was, and an investigation is ongoing. What they're saying there, bird strike forces, unhealthy surrounding planes to make emergency landing. These are things that they're looking into. But I've got my own. I think I've got my idea of what happened. But I'll let you be the judge. Was it a plane crash onto a highway after hitting power lines? Was it traffic lights? Was it them people messing about with their laser lights? These little idiots playing with laser lights, and now they made it illegal for you to buy them laser lights. Because a lot of young idiot teenagers playing around with them, pointing them up in the plane and saying that. But I don't even think it would be that. I'm going to put it down to what I'm going to put it down to. We know the chariots are active, man, and nothing. The Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You know, so nothing can't take place without His permission. Basically, there's no death that can take place, no judgment that can take place. You have to run it past the Most High first. So that was a judgment. After hitting power lines, traffic lights, audio reveal final moments before fatal plane crash in the Sonata, California pilot who survived plane crash. Credits. Right. So basically, this is all questions that they're wondering how it could have happened. So if you want to get the whole article, Newsweek. But basically, the judgments are taking place. So It is a fearful thing to fall unto the Most High, living God, and all these judgments that are taking place. If you notice, the Most High is not showing no respect of persons. Let's bring out the last precept to end it. So Ezekiel 9 says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right. Let's jump down to, and it says, utterly slay. Jump down straight to the point in. Let's carry on reading from 6. Slay utterly, 5. And to the others he said unto mine hearing, go after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, women, but come not near to any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So slay utterly old and young, both male, maids and little children and women. So everybody's fair game when it comes to the Most High's judgments. Yeah, the spirits that are created for vengeance, they have an assignment to do, and they take it out very, 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 very seriously. They take the spirits that are created for vengeance, take their assignment very seriously, and that is the order that's what the angels do. They carry out the Most High's order, man. So that's what he says there, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. So you're going to start seeing more of these judgments. But come not near to any man whom is the mark. Giving our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai. And we will have that mark. All the elect, Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, shall survive through these wicked judgments that are taking place, and the Most High is turning up the screws. He's turning up the heat. So to Wada to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai for giving me the spirit to do this video and rise up to the house of David, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, future, is falling upon their own head.